Hey guys, Cross here with yet another video. Why? Because that's what I do, make videos. I get bored. So today I'm going to be answering 30 cosplay questions. It's just this little thing I found online. Okay, so question number 1, favorite cosplay. Truth is, I don't really necessarily have a favorite cosplay. I've done several over the years, some of which I really like. I guess if I really had to, I'd say maybe Ren Hannah from BTD, or I recently did Vinyl Scratch from My Little Pony. That's one I've been wanting to do for a while that I finally got to doing, which is good. So question number 2, least favorite cosplay. I don't have a favorite, but I definitely have a least favorite. This was a few years ago now. And I had this brilliant idea of making a hockey box cosplay. I spent probably close to 48 hours. I did this all over the course of 2 nights. I got this cardboard box, I cut it, I painted it, I made it look like a giant Pocky box. I even had a giant Pocky stick all made out of cardboard. Sounds pretty cool, huh? Well, I made everything way too small. It was way too bulky. I couldn't move in it. It was hilarious. I still have this Pocky box, and everybody's like, you should get rid of it, it's just taking up space. But I just keep holding onto it because of how funny it is. My arms are up like this, I'm waddling around, and I was supposed to wear it to a con. I didn't. I just ended up wearing it for a photo shoot. Question number 3, make or buy. I do a little bit of both. I like to make stuff, of course. I'm not necessarily the most gifted when it comes to making stuff. Props I'm pretty decent with, but I can't sew. So I buy the cosplays or have somebody make them for me for the most part, or I go to Value Village and repurpose stuff that I can do. But I like to make my own props, you know, like weapons, ears, tails, etc. Stuff like that, depending on what the particular cosplay is. Number 4, favorite part of cosplaying. That's an easy one. The community. I have met so many great people. I've met some of my best friends through it. Number 5, what order do I do my makeup in? I usually just do a very simple makeup. I do concealer, foundation, a little bit of eyeshadow, and a lipstick for the most part, depending on who the cosplayer is. Number 6 is most comfortable cosplay. Honestly, the most comfortable ones have to be closet cosplay. I love cosplay where I just have to throw a nice, comfortable hoodie on and I'm good to go. Like my casual diva and my diva hoodie. Number 7, most uncomfortable cosplay. The Pocky box. Oh, I hated that thing. I loved it, but I hated it. It was so uncomfortable to move in. Sailor Moon outfit. And I had just this wig from Spirit Halloween, and it was heavy, it was itchy, most uncomfortable cosplay. Question number 8, best memory while in cosplay. I have 2 for this. One would be my first time ever cosplay. It was Ochiba, and it was the first cosplay I ever really did. It was a gender bend Zero Kuryu. It was one of my first cons. I don't think it was my very first, but it was the first one that I ever cosplayed at. My second favorite memory would actually have to be very recently, which would have been my first Anime North, which was just last summer. To meet people in real life that I'd only talked to online before, and I got to meet like friends of friends, and it was a great experience too. Number 9, dream cosplay. I don't necessarily have a dream cosplay, mainly because I have a list of characters I want to do, I work through them, or I don't get them done. Currently, I guess I should say currently, there isn't that one big cosplay that I want to do. I don't really have a dream cosplay. I just have cosplays and dreams. Number 10, someone you'd never cosplay. There isn't necessarily a particular character I'd never cosplay, more along the lines of a certain hype. Mainly things like revealing cosplay. Nothing against people who do. If you have the body for it, rock it. Personally, I just don't have the self-confidence to feel comfortable wearing something that shows that much skin. Number 11. First cosplay. Gender bend Zero Crew from Vampire Night. I had the female school uniform. I had a long white-haired wig. The Bloody Rose. And yeah, so that was at Ochiba. That was my first real cosplay. So that was really fun. Number 12. Most recent cosplay would have been Diva, aka Hannah Song, from Overwatch. And two of my friends actually cosplayed Soldier 76. And then I had my other friend who was cosplaying Reaper. So I had my quote-unquote cosplay parents with me. Question number 13. Full cosplay or cos test? I've done both. I prefer to have the full cosplay together to the best of my abilities. Number 14. Selfies or shoot? I do both. Number 15. With friends or solo? You know, personally, I don't care. As long as you're having fun, as long as you're with friends, what does it matter? 16. Cute or mature characters? I guess it really depends on the character. I guess I would have to say I lean more towards cute, but I have done some, I guess, more mature characters before in the past. I guess it really just depends on the character and their look and how I'm feeling at that time. Number 17. How many cosplays have you done? I've done so many. I honestly wouldn't even know where to begin for this one. I've probably done at least a dozen in the past year. Number 18. How long have you been cosplaying? Long time. Number 19. How many conventions have you been to? I've been to a lot. Just to name a few, I've been to Anime North. That was a big one. I've been to Niagara Falls Comic-Con. I've been to Ochiba-con. I've been to Campus Con. I've been to NAF. I've been to Horror Con. I've been to local Comic-Cons in my area. I've been to gaming conventions. Pretty much anything that gives me an excuse to dress up and hang out with friends. Number 20. Form-fitting or flowing garments? Personally, I prefer looser fitting stuff, and I am a bit on the chubby side. So I do prefer things that don't necessarily show off. So I do prefer something more flowy, but at the same time, I'm not against something slightly more form-fitting. I guess it all depends on which character I'm cosplaying and how I feel that day. So, number 21. Colored contacts, natural eye color editing. What I do is I do photography and stuff, so I do editing. 22. Why'd you start cosplaying? Why did I start cosplaying? It was something I always wanted to do. I've always liked comic books and anime and games and stuff from a young age. And when I found out what cosplaying was, and it was like, that's so cool, I want to try. So I tried it. And I fell in love, and I guess the rest is history. So I took a leap of faith, and now I'm stuck. Number 23. Perfectionist or willing to sacrifice accuracy? So, I do prefer having stuff more accurate, but it doesn't necessarily have to be 100% perfect. For me, it's just a fun little hobby to do, and yes, I do put a lot of time, effort, and money into it, but I'm not going to, freak out if it's not 100% accurate. Okay, so number 24, this is going to be a fun one. Embarrassing cosplay moment. Okay, this is it's funny. I don't know if this necessarily counts as embarrassing. Like, looking back at it, I laughed, but at the time, I was kind of mortified. I was at NAF, which stood for Northern Anime Festival or something like that. This was years ago. And I was actually working as staff. It's actually how I got into cons. I was originally working as staff at cons for, community service hours and stuff for school. And so I'm working at NAF. So we're at NAF, and we had voice actors there. And my job was not really security as much as guide them around the, area that we were at so they didn't get lost. And I was, I guess technically a handler for Todd Habercorn. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I guess technically Todd Habercorn's Habercorn. I'm just gonna call him Todd. I'm really bad at pronouncing names. So I was his handler. and we were walking down the hall, and these group of girls were hiding behind a corner of, like, behind the wall. And so we're walking down the hall with Todd, and we're talking, you know, we're laughing. He puts his arm around me and gives me a hug. And I see these girls kind of behind the wall, and they're like, ah, blah, 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 blah. So I didn't really think much of it at the time. So a few hours later, the con's coming down to a close. Todd has left at this point, left the con. And I see these girls again, and they come up to me. And they're all like, oh, why do you get to spend time with him? Why do you get hugs from him? And were being really mean and aggressive. And they started chasing me and yelling and cursing at me for getting to spend one-on-one time with their so-called idol. So I'm booking it across the con grounds. And I see my friend who was with another voice actor. Mika Starred. And so I run over to them, getting chased, and I end up running into my friend. She gives me a hug, and Micah, I think it's Micah, stands up, you know, and it's like talking to them. It's like, what are you doing? Blah blah blah. And so they end up like turning tail and run. So I guess that technically counts as an embarrassing story. I got chased halfway across the con ground by Todd's fangirls, only to be saved by Micah. And this is a true story. I swear on my life, this is a true story. I got chased by Todd's fangirls, only to be saved by Micah.
We have to find all the pieces of the Innocence and destroy the Millennium Earl.
Number 25, AU or canon. Once again, it all depends. I mean, most of the characters I do are canon, I guess, but I do a few other ones, you know, here and there. And 26, dream photo shoot. I don't necessarily have a dream photo shoot. I don't have a dream character. I don't really have a dream destination. Number 27, how do you choose who you're going to cosplay? The way I decide if I want to cosplay a character is, hey, do I like that character? Hey, is their outfit something I'd be willing to wear? If so, I'll cosplay them. Number 28, secret cosplay, or do you tell people about it? I've done both, but most of the time I let it be known, because a lot of times my friends and I like to do group cosplays. Number 29, character you've worn the most. I have two characters that I've worn about 3 or 4 times. That would be Ren Hannah from BTD, and then Tracer, aka Lena Oxton from Overwatch. Number 30, favorite prop that you've made. I ended up cosplaying Son Goku from Sayuki, and I ended up making the Neon Ball, which is his staff. So that was 30 cosplay questions answered by me, CrossWolf. Hope you enjoyed. Happy New Year. Until next time. Bye!